Thanks for tuning back in. Today's episode is about NECA's Alien Xenomorph from the Alien Romulus movie. Now this is a beast. That striped-banded, translucent skull carapace is immediately striking. Some translucent portions seem to have an amber color, like in the abdomen, and portions along the thigh and forearms. But then other portions, like the cranial carapace, has a bluish tinge to it. Even the black portions seem to glisten a subtle blue in some lighting. I love how the extremities have an amber translucency, making them look molten, making the dorsal spines look like red-hot exhausts on a hot rod. The way the inner skull looks through the striped carapace is super cool and unsettling. And getting to swap out the scorched carapace for an undamaged one allows me to see the inner skull clearly, which is one of the reasons I wanted to get this figure. And it's very creepy when it lacks that carapace, which we'll see later on. Putting some color and lights on this figure is a lot of fun. The blue around the scorched area looks really great. The translucency and shininess really creates cool effects when a variety of lights are used. Her jaw is really pink and unexpected, I guess, because I never saw it so illuminated in the movie. It almost looks human-like, the way it's that kind of pinkish color. The long posable tail really helps when it comes to posing this figure. It kind of acts like a kickstand. The fingers and forearms and thighs and portions of the abdomen have some translucency. The fingers and forearms have less color than the abdomen and thighs. And the ridges along the forearms and thighs give the translucent effect another eerie quality, as it's a bit more subtle, but definitely evident in photos. And the glossiness really enhances this silhouette. The figure comes with a sort of stand, more like a gooch support stand. Without it, I could still get it to stand well. This Xenomorph figure can really produce creepy photos, with its glossiness and detailed sculpt. We can see NECA packed in a lot of hands. All the hands have a nice metallic silver paint for the fingernails. And there's hands for days, ranging from relaxed, as much as a Xenomorph can be relaxed, to clawing and outstretched hands, and even those strangely collapsed hands when it first emerged from its cocoon, and a chest burster and a stand. And we see the face hugger has a striped look, which is different from previous face huggers. And it has an articulated bendable tail, but the wire doesn't go all the way to the tip, so keep that in mind. For the articulation, you can see that the jaw does articulate, it opens and closes, quite wide in fact. The head moves separate from the neck, and the neck also can move to the front and to the rear. And the head itself can also slide in those same two directions, and it has bit of a tilt. You can look all the way down. The chin hits the chest portion of the thorax. That back spine is a bendy material, but it doesn't actually articulate. So you can push the head all the way back. And it's got those little rubber hoses that attach from the back of the cranium to the jaw. The tilt is really nice. And the shoulders can abduct to about a T pose, about 90 degrees. And of course it can rotate. It doesn't have a bicep swivel, but the elbow, you can rotate at the elbow, and it has, I think it's a single hinge. So it can actually collapse down pretty far for a single hinge. And then the forearm maybe kind of swivels a little, but really the swivel is coming from the joint itself. And the arm can rotate 360. And the abdomen has like a diaphragm cut, so it can swivel, it can rotate left and right and tilt. It's a little limited. You can tilt more, and obviously you can swivel it all the way around, but the tilt is there. It's not super exaggerated. And then the hips, the legs can go obviously all the way around pretty much. It kind of has a little bit of a thigh swivel at the hip, and it's got a single jointed knee, much like the elbow, I think, and it can rotate on that joint. So it can go in and out. It's kind of unnatural the way it can move, but it can kick really high, and the digitigrade feet have another joint at the heel and then at the toes. So at the heel it has a limited bit of articulation, and at the toe you can bend it back and forth, but it has a decent swivel, so that's really nice. It's unexpectedly has a great range, actually. Yeah, that's the heel, and then the single jointed knee, single jointed heel. The abduction is the weak part in this. You can't, some poses you can't get because you're limited at the hips. As you can see, that abduction is pretty limited because of the creature design. The hands are on a ball swivel, so you can hinge it like a basic horizontal hinge, and then on the peg it can swivel around. It's both for all the hands. So you can really collapse down the elbows and bring the hands in close, which is great.
I wanted to see how crouched and collapsed I could get this alien into a compact pose. Trying to swing the leg all the way up and then collapse that elbow into its body.
There, I think that's about as collapsed and compact as I can get it. Again, it's those hips. I can't, the legs can only do so much because of the hip restrictions. But that's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But if I could get those hips out, swung out a bit, like abduct it more, I think I could get it into a better crouching pose. But as it is, that's about as best I could get. That also coupled with the restriction of how far the head can lean back and the limited diaphragm. And I wish the head could lean back more. That inner jaw is a bit of a pain to get in and out, and I really don't like the angle at which it comes out, and I can't tell if I could get that to be angled differently, but it's frustrating that it's always angled down. I could get over the difficulty of pulling it out in. But yeah, wish it didn't angle down. I really enjoyed the way this figure looks. It's ghostly, it's alien, it's nightmarish, it's surprisingly posable, and the translucency it just really adds to this unearthly creature. And the glossiness really just makes it always look wet. Yeah, it's just a beautiful sculpt. Aggressive. Yeah. Haunting. Love it. Fun time. Let's look at some comparisons. Here we have, starting on the left, a Figma Big Chap, a NECA runner alien, and on the other side Amanda Ripley in a spacesuit, and a Rabeltech warrior at the end. And here's Marvel Legends Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows thrown in, and a Mafex Captain America. And some other non-human figures like Romanke's Algar and Nota's Thunderbolt. This figure is huge. It towers over most 1/12 figures. As cool as it is, I don't have space for more than one. But let's take a closer look at the other Xenomorphs. Recently I started testing for light reactivity, and it was fun to see that there is light reactive paint applied to the Xenomorph for Romulus. Love how that carapace glows, and the forearms and the digits, the toes, it's cool. And even in the thoracic area, there are elements in the ridged abdomen and thighs that illuminate. Oh, it's pretty cool. I was really surprised to see that there were some of this as well in the other figures. The Figma carapace definitely in the fingernails, and even the Rabeltech to a lesser degree. My mommy always said there were no monsters, no real ones, but there are. Why do they tell little kids that? Newt, wise beyond her years. Please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching to the end.